Have you ever heard about the Barnum Effect? It's a psychological phenomenon whereby people accept general personality interpretations as accurate descriptions of their own unique personalities. P.T. Barnum was a famous circus owner, known for having great success in guessing the stories and details of his audience members. Just as a mentalist, the modern illusionist specialized in reading the mind, Barnum had found the perfect formula. Always have a little something for everybody. In today's video, we are going to look into his quote, which says, "You can fool some of the people all the time, and all the people some of the time. But you can't fool all of the people all of the time." And we learn how to read and unmask fake psychics and mediums. I will also read a short poem to you at the end. Enjoy.
Hi, it's Monika, your intuitive trauma transformation coach, who helps you face and successfully navigate through the storms of life, guiding you through a most powerful self-healing process and teaching you all the mindfulness tools you need to embark on your journey to your core self and create the life you've always envisioned.
A Barnum profile has 4 characteristics. It's vague, double-headed, like for example, you are generally happy and optimistic, but sometimes you get depressed. Characteristic of the group that the subject is part of, like for example, you find that study, work, life is not always easy. And favorable. The first to study this phenomenon was Bertram Forer, a psychologist. He used 39 of his students for an experiment, presenting them with a personality profile that was vague, ambiguous, and contained general statements that he put together from an astrology booklet he bought at the newsstand around the corner. He then asked how accurately it described them on a scale from 1 to 5. The average score given by the students was a 4. Nobody gave the minimum score, and only 4 students gave less than 4 points. Come on, admit it. There were times you read your horoscope and believed every word it said, and thought it's so correct and accurate. Before I reveal the Barnum statements to you, please click on subscribe to support me, give me a thumbs up, and hit the bell as well. Here are all the Barnum statements, and I read them to you in a row. Sometimes you are quite outgoing and sociable, yet at some other times you prefer alone time to contemplate things. You have a lot of unused capacity which you can potentially turn to your advantage. You don't usually like to take many risks, but that doesn't mean you don't enjoy an occasional adrenaline surge. You often have a tendency to be critical of yourself, right? And you procrastinate sometimes. There are things you wished you had done better, and moments you'd relive if given a chance. Deep inside, you like other people admiring you. Admit it, right? While you do have some personality weaknesses, you are generally able to compensate for them. Even though self-controlled outside, you tend to be a little bit insecure inside. Behind your mask of self-imposed maturity, there is still some childishness within you. At times you have serious doubts as to whether you have made the right decision or done the right thing. Security is one of your major goals in life. Am I right or am I wrong? Some of your aspirations tend to be pretty unrealistic. You don't like being told what to think, and you naturally question things. Despite your occasional quirkiness, you are often a polite, rational, level-headed person. You have found it unwise to be too frank in revealing yourself to others. You are a very honest person and value honesty, but there have been some major parts in your life where you simply had to lie. You have sometimes fallen out with friends and family members, haven't you? You prefer a certain amount of change and variety, but you think a little consistency is beneficial as well. Don't you think so? Sometimes you just think life isn't fair, don't we all? You have a great need for other people to like and admire you. And again, you have a great deal of unused capacity, which you have not turned to your advantage yet. Disciplined and self-controlled outside, you tend to be worrisome and sometimes a little insecure inside. You prefer a certain amount of change and variety and become even dissatisfied when hemmed in by restrictions and limitations, right? I bet you pride yourself as an independent thinker and do not accept other statements without satisfactory proof. You have a tendency to be critical of yourself, haven't you? At times you have serious doubts as to whether you have made the right decision or done the right things. Haven't we all? At times you are extroverted and sociable, while at other times you are introverted, wary, and reserved. While you have some personality weaknesses, you are generally able to compensate very well for them, right? People who are born under the zodiac sign of so-and-so are generally attractive and have good health. Don't you agree? You look as if you express great skill to give advice and console the sad ones. But I bet you don't like to follow others' advice in your own life. Often you will get more help from friends than relatives. Sounds familiar? You might seem to be lazy in work if others demand it, but you're always hardworking in a job you like or love. generally you follow rituals and customs, but you don't agree with irrational things. And you always show great concern for people who depend on you. You will not adjust to things that affect your pride or your values. You might still show anxiety even when you only experience positive situations or a good life. Even though you're going to find a loving life partner, there will still be the possibility of small disruptions in your family life. Do you get the drift? It's like stating after 70 there is a great chance to be affected by heart disease, arthritis, rheumatism, and so on. Linguistic deception is really constantly used by advertisements, politicians, media, and fortune tellers. There is a great poem by Rachel Rooney I would like to share with you. Deception is an art I've come to learn. Like webs that garden spiders carefully weave, it takes a little effort. And in turn, an unsuspecting fly that might believe. The yarn you spin must always be secure, the words rehearsed. If using alibis, it helps to fix them first. And do ensure misleading truths are knotted with the lies. The body language needs to be relaxed. Uncross the legs. Reveal an open palm. Maintain unblinking eye-to-eye contact. A reassuring hand upon an arm. I know all this, yet I identify not with the artful spider, but the fly. Like always, peace begins with me. Namaste, namaste.